we're almost at the end now. 2 more mysteries to go. Come on, let's open you up. Parkour opening. Holy sh... Hello Thomas, this one's a bit difficult. Akira is a cult classic film from the 80s. Prepare for a reasonable amount of gore in a grim, not so distant future dystopian setting with World War III and top secret human experiments, obviously. Oh my fucking god, this is gonna be amazing! I'm so hyped up for it! Yeah! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Come on, let's do it! Are you okay, well it works on my computer at least, so I'm gonna watch it here. So first of all, I have to say that this isn't a full comprehensive review or a review even at all. I just couldn't do it justice unless I spent like a week writing a script and analyzing all the different aspects. So this would be more like me fanboying over a show. Let's start from the animation. I feel like this is one of the shows that really doesn't age. The animation is smooth, the visuals are unique, and it doesn't rely that much on the art style that was dominant at that time. So that's how it also separates itself from the rest of the shows that aired. Everything from the little details on the doors to the whole futuristic city looks gorgeous. The characters, the light streaks on the bikes, and I'd say something like this for me would top the hyper-realistic visuals that are going on right now in the modern shows. Not to mention that it also goes perfectly together with the story, and it's supposed to be dark and grungy. Then the music, and not just the soundtrack of it, no, the whole sound design is like next level. You have these hypnotic tunes playing, and all kind of ambient music, but it never distracts you from the story. And then you have parts where the music is completely taken out, where you're just left to your own thoughts and to wonder what's going on the screen. I'm so frustrated that I just can't put it all into words as I'd like to. But without spoiling too much, the story takes place after the Third World War, and we follow a group of kids, a biker gang, from where one of them unlocks his potential, and it just escalates from there. So since I don't want to spoil too much but still want to bring you something interesting, I'm going to go through some reviews on Mull and see why people have disliked it and give my opinion on that. Okay, so he says the artwork is 6 out of 10 because the character design is bland, and I wouldn't really agree with that. Of course, this isn't your usual shonen anime, so every character doesn't have different colored hair, and they still mainly go for the real aspects, so I think that the people here are fitting for their roles. They're not supposed to stand out like, oh look, he's the main character, but they're not completely bland. Everybody's separable, the little children, the biker gang, and I'd say they're pretty well designed aside from some couple side characters who are memorable. But that's also because they had like 1 or 2 lines. Overall rating 2. Guess it wasn't good enough for you then. They say that dialogue feels like 80s Dragon Ball Z. Lots and lots of yelling, which I'm not sure about the Japanese version, but I watched it dubbed right now, and there was one part at the end where they did yell each other's names, which was pretty funny. But aside from that one moment, I didn't really feel like it went to basic shonen route. So I say, fuck your opinion. Its only strengths are the same as a generic explosion film. There isn't a story, and they couldn't pinpoint where the beginning, middle and end were. How can I even react to a review like this when they say they couldn't pinpoint the beginning, middle and end? When the beginning is, like, literally they have on the screen the title card with saying, oh, this happens after the Third World War, and then they introduce the biker gang and stuff. And you can't really miss the ending, because it's pretty big. So what I gather from most of the reviews is that people have a problem with the story. Some say it's too easy, like there's nothing there, like the plot is empty, and also in the same reviews state that it's too convoluted and they couldn't understand anything about it and went on different websites to read up on it. This is the second viewing of the film for me, and this time round I really can't say that I was confused by anything. It does have some philosophical parts in the middle and ending, but even at the end where there's like this full-on 2001 Space Odyssey feeling, it still made perfect sense, and maybe this is because it's a special edition. It might have a different cut than what other people have seen. But I would say that story is perfectly understandable, and it all moves along at a steady pace. It doesn't really slow down or speed up. It just gradually rises, and I'd say I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's an awesome story about the dystopia and human nature and what people could do when they just got too much power. So this is a 10 out of 10 from me. I completely understand why it's a classic. And also a big important update for you guys. I'm taking part in this year's Anituber Expo. So check out this trailer here, and I'm super excited. It's gonna come out in a couple of days. There's gonna be a lot of different Anitubers there, and I'm pretty excited to show off what I got.